Okay. Storm, I'm in blinding sunlight. I can't see anything. Hopefully the microphone is on. I tested it a moment ago, so we'll see. But as you can see, or maybe you can't, I don't know where the camera's pointed. Can you see her? Can you see her? No. Lucy, go. You wanna go? So she's desperate. She's desperate for a walk. It's finally nice enough out for one, so guess we're gonna go out. Wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for walkies? Not many of you will know this in the videos, but prior to the gigantic storm that was here, this, by extension, all that little area right there, you see where that sand and stuff is? Well, this was all just like that white sand right there, covering all this. And then that hurricane hit, and the swing that was attached to one of the trees that used to be here is now missing. And the tree I'm pretty sure that it was attached to, which is that one, is now gone. So what was a fun little play space, there were also little chairs there, is now destroyed. But it'll be put back at some point. A nice little outdoor project. There are some cable straps here for whenever I have crossed it while it was like flooded, which was fun because it was kind of like doing a danger trick, as this whole thing was filled with water all the way up to the grass. So that was a fun little thing. My dog was like freaking out because she doesn't like to swim, but she likes to swim to cool down, if that makes sense. I was trying to figure out how if I was gonna have to wear pants or anything so I could clip my microphone to something, because I don't like clipping it to my diaper. And then I realized I'm carrying a diaper bag with me for my changing supplies, so it doesn't really matter. I have to be careful here, because the last thing I want to do, is drop the camera. So right now I'm having to lug around all of my diaper changing supplies, this camera, her leash, snacks, a cup of water for her. So I've got a cup and some fresh water in my bag for the puppy, because I don't want her drinking drainage. I got my tripod with me. So it's a pretty good little workout, hefting all this stuff out here into the woods. Feels weird, just having like the camera on and knowing that the microphone is active. Even though usually in between shots and stuff, like the last time I filmed one of these, it was basically me just kind of being like, oh, where's a nice pretty location that I might want to shoot at, rather than being like, this is the actual woods that we walk through. And you can see it's pretty well cleared. The city guys come back here and they dredge the drainage. If you hear me suddenly go silent, it's generally because the sound you're hearing now, which is that I put my pacifier in as I'm like trying to think if there's actually anything I have worth saying. Because unlike this fuzzy little creature here, I'm not very interesting. I live a very safe and secure life. Come on. Good girl. A lot of you may be wondering, it's like, oh, can I put pants on or anything? I don't know, can I flip this camera around? It's not really designed for that. Alright, to get in the shade. This isn't a cell phone. I'm just wandering around. This was a fresh change from my last one this morning. So I was kind of wanting to get a consensus from my viewers, those of you who actually do watch, because surprisingly, at least the last video, which was my nursery one, a lot of people watched. I say a lot, not in comparison to like the actual ABDL YouTubers who, you know, provide decent content. But like 5,000 people watched that, and I just couldn't quite believe it. Anyway, I wanted to get a consensus because I was thinking about making 2 different video types, and I was curious to see how you all would feel about it. One of them basically would be a choose your own adventure game played in YouTube. And the way I thought about doing it was, you know, it'd start out as you, the viewer, playing the camera person, aka like the way I'm following the dog. And I guess I would be the subject because I'm the only one. That is up until I like find some other ABDL friends who wouldn't care to be on camera. Who knows? Hey, if you're in the Houston area, feel free to reach out. I like meeting new people. But yeah, it would be the camera following me, the subject, and it's like, oh, you get to make choices. What to wear, what diaper to put on, what clothing, where to go, what to eat, things like that. Like, you know, you'd choose your own adventure game, and there would be end points where, depending on what you picked, maybe the game would just end and it would be like, oh, game over, restart, and it would go back. And so the way it would be played is through links at the end of the videos that would have like, so they'd be private links that can only, so you wouldn't be able to find the videos on my channel. It would instead basically be, God, I'm having a really hard time explaining this. So they'd be private links put into the end of the video, and you'd select it, and then it would take you to another private video, which then follows the progression of the story. So, like the basic intro, you know, it's like, oh, this is the baby, this is the diaper, you pick and choose. And it's like, oh, well then, because they'd be basically short spurts of videos as you make choices and see what happens throughout the rest of the next video. So it would start out real short, like, I don't know, probably 30 seconds long. And it's like, oh, select the diaper. And it's like, oh, you'd get a choice. And there'd be 3 pop-ups as the video nears the end to be like, did you pick, you know, the blue diaper, or did you pick the pink diaper? And then it would give you a choice as to, okay, well, you picked the blue diaper, so now you pick the outfit that goes with it that you want, and then you'd have a choice similar to that, and then it would just continue down that line. I think I'm rambling, so I'm gonna stop here. So it's times like these where I'm glad I at least bring my changing mat with me and my diaper stuff. Because then, when I want to sit down on something, especially when I'm not wearing pants, I'm not getting scraped by literally everything. If you see me look away from the camera, it's because I'm looking at the dog, who is just wandering around the area. She circles me like a little satellite. Baby. What are you doing? You having a good time? Uppy? Yeah, you can't make that? You did a big jump. What was I? I was thinking about something before I went to go sit down, and I completely forgot about it. That's right. The other one was, I was thinking about telling a narrative tale, basically, through video. So, like a movie, only not. If that makes sense. Basically, it would be a short, like, I don't know, 15 to 20 minute long fiction tale of, if you've read any ABDL stories on any of the websites, you'll know that a lot of people have a abduction fantasy. I was thinking about writing one that would basically involve, well, just that. And it would progress in a way that basically at the end of it is like, oh, well, now this person, aka me, since I don't have anyone else to film, would end up as the... So I knocked my pacifier on the ground? Fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things to do that aren't just, you know, the typical stuff you would see on ABDL things, which is actually really hard to incorporate, like, diapers into it. It turns out, I feel like there's a major limitation, at least as far as it goes. Because, I mean, sure, I could just make videos about me being like, oh, well, this is my favorite diaper, or this is what I like or don't like about it. But there's just tons of that out there, and made by people who are far better at it. That's why I'm like, the pastel puffy video I made was completely subjective. Wasn't meant to be like, you know, one of the premium diaper reviews like you'd see on like A-Disc, where they like break down everything about the diaper. So it was just whether or not I liked it or not. But I just kind of want to try to figure out, I guess, what I'm doing with this. Because at first it was going to be, I mean, like the intro on like the channel was, hey, we're going to talk about little stuff. Like I could talk about the changing mats and everything else. But it's like, okay, well, I mean, there's already tons of that out there. So what would I be doing to make it better or change or something? But at this point, I'm still trying to figure it out. So if you guys have any fun ideas or something that you'd like to see that you don't usually get to, feel free to tell me. I'd be more than happy to explore it. I'm still new to the whole filming and video thing. Heck, I can barely take photos, which I now have a bsky account. If anyone cares or they want to see it, I'll post it at the... I guess I'll post it in the comments, not comments, in the description. That yes, I do have a new bsky account. I finally made one instead of just the Mastodon that I had. They're the same photos, but if you don't mind seeing basically, well, this in other versions, as well as some not so safe for work versions, they'll be on there. So it is an adult account, so beware of what you go and see. Okay. Is there anything else? I think that's kind of it. This is mostly just kind of a walking vlog, huh? Lucy, do you have anything to add? What do you think? No? You're just wandering about? I don't even know if you can see her. My worthless little creature. Okay. I guess at least I can cut this bit. Alright.